Hello everyone, my name is Feed Alligators and welcome to another video, and today we will be talking about why Call of Duty Vanguard feels like a mod for Call of Duty Modern Warfare. But before we jump into that, make sure to subscribe for more content like this. I will be going over things dealing with Battlefield 2042 and Call of Duty Vanguard and the CODs and Battlefields right now. Now, what I mean by this is the fact that Modern Warfare and Vanguard look identical in their mechanics, and almost all of their gunplay is very similar. To the point where I don't know if they patched it yet or not, but one of the executions featured the M19 from Call of Duty Modern Warfare, which obviously didn't exist at that time. And I think it's funny because it just clearly shows that they ported different things from Modern Warfare into that game. Well, it is nothing new that, of course, they take stuff from previous CODs and just put it into new games. I mean, you could see this with the older CODs, how almost all of them had identical AK-47 reloads. It is starting to get to the point where it doesn't really seem like they're even trying to hide the fact. And it makes it really, really eerily similar to Modern Warfare because even things like the menu is set up identical to how Modern Warfare was, and this is really part of an ongoing effort by Activision to just capitalize on the fact that Modern Warfare was wildly successful. And they really are trying to stick to their guns on the whole destructibility thing, which I don't think is going to work. I mean, I have been playing some Battlefield 1 recently because I got it on that super sale when it was like $8 for the game and every single DLC. And even Battlefield 4, if you look at clips comparing it, I mean, this is nothing. They should have implemented this in the game a long time ago, and really, they're just trying to show something that took minimal work and act like it's something that completely changes the game, when it really doesn't. I mean, sure, I guess shooting through a wall could slightly help, but when it's very buggy and kind of hard to understand, it really doesn't make much sense, because a lot of people, when the beta first came out, were confused if you could just run through it, because sometimes you'd run and it would just not break. Other times you would start running and it would just instantly break. And other times you shoot at it and it goes and breaks in weird places, but other times you shoot at it and the whole wall just collapses. And I'm noticing a disturbing trend that was really prevalent in Cold War, and that is that they are just reusing attachments for every gun. Now, it's no secret that they do this in Cold War because almost every single gun setup has very similar attachments, and this is really a big problem because they just kind of like put attachments in there just to say they have attachments. Like, some of the grips don't mean anything, some of the magazines are borderline useless, and some of the perks just don't even matter. So I wouldn't see why you would ever use some of these things. And it's the same thing they did in Cold War to excuse the fact that they hadn't come up with anything special. I mean, I guess I could say that the ammo types are a little bit special, but it doesn't make them as, like, good if every single gun has the ability to do that. And you can't say that this is, like, something that they work super, super hard on because it's in every single gun and it functions the exact same way. And another thing that I think they leaned into too much is the whole realism thing and boots on the ground like they have been for years, following the fact that no one liked the wall jumping and stuff like that. And this whole quote-unquote return to realism thing really doesn't work out because watching press conferences and stuff, they just use the same terminology every single time, and that is, we put so much work into this game, we looked at all the real guns to see what they would be like, and that is just not true. I can get having a sandbox and really trying to make the guns customizable, but you can't just put magazines and ammo types that just did not even exist and just put them in your game and say it's for the sandbox, but then preach about how your game is hyper-realistic for the guns and everything. And one thing that really stuck out to me is the fact that on the revolving shotgun, something that has an internal revolving magazine, you can put a clip in it, which does not make any sense. That is not possible, and it never was offered for the gun. And the revolving shotgun was made in very low numbers, and I could excuse the fact that it's the same thing they did in Battlefield 1, where because you don't just want to use bolt-action rifles all the time, you can just put in guns that were made very scarcely or were made in very low numbers or experimental. But it's just the problem when they don't have, like, bigger guns that were involved in the war. They have 2 shotguns, and that is the semi-auto shotgun, which was a real thing, the revolving shotgun, which was a real thing but made in very low numbers, but they don't have anything else. They don't have a pump-action shotgun, which is a necessity in almost every single FPS game. They don't have a double barrel, which would be, I guess, hard to balance with the shotguns, but it would be time period accurate. I mean, there's still some forces that could have used double barrel shotguns. And there's other things they could do, because I feel like they also get stuck in this corner where they don't branch out and they only have one specific type of gun. For example, pump-action shotguns. Cold War only had one pump-action shotgun. You don't need to just only have one pump-action shotgun and say, well, I guess this is what we're going to have. We're going to have this, a semi-auto shotgun, and then one that might fire slightly quicker than the semi-auto one. When in reality, you could have multiple pump-action shotguns as long as they are balanced with their rate of fire, the reload speed, and everything like that. Another thing that makes it feel like a mod is the unbelievable amount of hackers and hacks available for this game in general. I mean, even in a beta state, they had a ton of massive problems with the fact that it was so easy to get hacks that you could just hop on and nothing would stop you. I mean, at least in Warzone, there's a slight anti-cheat thing, and you can report people, but it's almost non-existent in this game. And they claim, just as they always do with every single update or every single game release, that they're going to fix the problem, but I doubt it will, since Warzone has been out for multiple years and it still has a massive cheating problem. And Activision just really doesn't make an effort to fix any of that, because it really doesn't matter that much to them, because although there could be hackers, people are still going to play the game. It doesn't matter. And this is really bad news for anyone looking to buy Vanguard. I personally am probably not going to buy Vanguard just for the fact that I'm kind of done with COD, and this looks like a basic reskin of Modern Warfare just with some slightly different guns. And I also, this is off topic slightly, but I also want to see what they do with Warzone, considering that their whole plan is to integrate every single new COD into Warzone, since Warzone is still the really biggest quote-unquote game for Call of Duty. And if they put 3 weapon classes in, I can only imagine how much they're going to just break the balancing and slant it all the way to Vanguard just so you want the guns from Vanguard. But anyway, that is it for today. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment what you thought of this video down below and future video ideas. And as always, I will see you all next time.